I love it. Hello, welcome to Lori Cain After Dark. Thank you so much for watching and listening. We love about you. Hello.
Hello.
This is my co-host, Erik Grimmer.
You look lovely, Laura Cain.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Producer Brian, what's up?
Hey.
What's up, B?
Tomorrow's the night. We're going out on the town. Me, you, Brian, Marie. Marie and I are going to come home, hopefully, with
Pregnant.
some fun.
You guys will be coming. You guys will be coming home with two men, actually. Both of you, one each, because we are carpooling together.
Yeah.
I was going to say phone numbers. Maybe we'll have some phone numbers, or maybe we'll meet somebody nice.
Well,
We'll
you
see.
have Eric's number, so.
Oh gosh.
I think we've already fulfilled our end of the bargain. Eric.
Oh gosh. All right. Now look.
Yeah, we've already done our end of the bargain, so have a great time.
This already about me. I love funny people. In fact, a guy. To me, the most important thing in a man is a sense of humor.
Mm-hmm.
More than looks.
This is why we're soulmates.
More than looks. I'm getting to a point, okay?
Uh-huh.
I love witty people. I love sarcasm. I love people that are quick quips. I like funny scenarios and things like that.
Uh-huh.
However, I am not a fan. I do not find your basic dad joke funny. I just don't think proper jokes are funny. I just don't think they're funny.
Well, Eric begs to differ, and I'm curious to see.
I do beg to differ.
I mean, I'm not a wet blanket. I'm not a Karen. I'm not like a total bitch, or like I haven't like been laid in forever. Well, that's true, but it's just I'm funny and I love funny people and I love to laugh. I really do, but I just don't enjoy jokes. That said, bring it on. Let's see. Erik claims he has two that will put me on the floor dying.
Well,
laughing.
One is a joke. One is something that actually happened to me.
Now that one I might laugh at.
Okay. So I just had my physical.
Okay.
Yeah. And, my doctor was in there. I had
doing the butt thing?
Yeah, I had the butt thing.
Oh, well, the prostate thing.
Prostate test. He's like, and he was spending a little too much time in there. And then he said, I'll be back. He walks out the door, and the nurse comes in and says the three words that I never want to hear. Who was that?
I just want to say I knew what was coming, but I didn't ruin it this time. I thought it was the doctor will be in with you in a moment.
Okay, booyah! One down, one to go.
Okay. I was really trying to figure out if this was true or not. Okay.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
My God.
Can't believe
Never
it
laughs
true.
at jokes, huh?
Okay. All right.
Now,
you got me.
Here we go. Ready?
Okay.
So this sex ed teacher walks into the classroom and he says, today I'm going to teach you all how to put on a condom. And he pulls out of his briefcase a condom and a banana. And he says, I'm going to teach you how to put on a condom, but first I have to eat the banana because I can't get a hard on an empty stomach.
Jeez. That's a lot.
What? Wait.
He's gonna teach him how to put the condom on, but he has to eat the banana because he can't get a hard on an empty stomach.
Oh.
Yeah, that one's gross.
That was very inappropriate.
Yeah.
I'm very offended.
Go ahead, call HR.
I love that. Okay, so this episode, we're going to talk about something that I'm very passionate about lately. In fact,
Getting laid?
No, I'm not passionate about that, which is making me worried. That could be a whole nother topic, but we'll get to that.
About your dry, tumbleweedy vagina.
There's two dogs fighting over a toy as we're putting on this podcast. Yeah. That's the way things go here at Laura Cain After Dark. Okay, no. I'm talking about anything UFO or alien related.
And this is where my AI just drops out.
Now, I just don't understand why you have no curiosity whatsoever.
None.
Why is that?
Absolutely none.
But I don't understand that. Why don't you have any kind of question about what's out there?
Because I am level-headed and sane.
I actually don't blame them because realistically, who cares? Day to day, nothing changes.
A lot could change. No. Our day could change like that.
Maybe.
Oh my gosh.
But if it does, then there'll be no doubt. But otherwise, I don't need to change the way I live my life right now.
Do you think you're the most intelligent being in the universe?
What?
Me?
Like
I mean, humans. Do you think human beings are the most intelligent beings in the universe?
Not lately.
Well, then, so you believe there could be a higher intelligence?
Yeah, sometimes I think a box of rocks has more intelligence than some of the people on the planet now.
There are so many sightings, and yes, a lot of them are from people that are wackadoos. Okay, they're gonna do one real sighting, one real story will splinter off and like 10 other people will come forward and say, "Oh, the same thing happened to me," and those aren't true, but the one is.
So let me jump in here.
Okay,
and let's just talk about some of those one real ones.
Let's do that.
And let me tell you why they're not real, doll. Most famously, the 1947 Roswell incident, where a flying saucer was allegedly recovered from the desert at Roswell.
Yes, it was a crash site.
It was a crash site, and you know what? That is true. It was a crash site, but it was a crash site for a high altitude balloon from Project Mogul, which is used to detect Soviet nuclear tests.
Yeah, that's what the government said to cover it up.
Where is there any evidence that it was a cover up?
Okay.
Why is the UFO more likely than the balloon?
Do you have any popcorn? Because I would like to eat some right now.
The government is keeping this information that they have from the public for safety reasons. They don't want the public to freak the hell out. If the government came out today and said, yes, you know what? Guess what? We have aliens. They're in Area 51. In fact, there's one living in a freaking, 2-bedroom apartment.
Okay, wait. I agree. Hold on.
And he came
in just like boxer shorts, eating cottage cheese and watching.
We'd be like,
Modern Family.
Okay, I agree. You're right. If aliens were here,
we don't want to cause panic.
There probably would be an incentive for the government to lie.
Right.
That's not evidence, or that doesn't move the conversation as to whether or not individual events are cover-ups or not. There's no evidence of a cover-up, and it's not more likely. There's no reason that the rational explanation that the government gives you is a lie. There's no reason to believe that it's a lie. What makes you decide it's a lie versus an alien?
I watched something. It was a guy who had the highest clearance you could possibly get.
Then he probably wouldn't be talking on public access, whatever.
There were some things he couldn't say, but he came out because he didn't think it was right that the government was keeping some things from the public. And also, he said that there is a whole separate government that's not the government.
Right,
it's a
shadow government.
The shadow government. There's like all these conspiracies.
That's how I know that guy is not credible, because the credible guy, the one guy that has the real conspiracy that is true, will have one conspiracy, because the chances of multiple of them being right is astronomical. If someone comes forward and they're like, hey, this one conspiracy, I've got one conspiracy theory that is true and I can verify it, that's great. If someone comes forward and they're like, hey, I've got 10 conspiracy theories I can prove right now, they're all true. I witnessed all of them. Then I go, you're schizophrenic, you're a liar, or you're insane. So maybe like there have been some credible people to come forward, like the David Grush or whoever that guy
David
was.
Greer or Dr. Greer.
Whoever testified before
Well,
Congress.
there's
Dr. Greer.
Dr. Greer. There's a couple.
Sure.
No, there's a couple guys out
Yes. The guy
Is he
who
really a
testified
doctor?
before Congress.
Oh.
And he is relatively reliable, except he had no firsthand accounts. It was all him reporting what he'd heard.
there. Now, Bob Lazar. What's your problem with Bob Lazar?
I have a whole thing on Bob Lazar. Okay. Let's go through the problems with Bob Lazar.
Let's talk about who Bob Lazar is.
Bob Lazar claimed to work at S4, which was a site within the Area 51 compound,
When he was in his early 20s.
where he claimed that he was invited there because he had worked on a jet-propelled bicycle.
No, the jet propulsion system, what they found.
Well, he had built a jet-propelled bike or something, and he worked at the Los Alamos lab, and so they recruited him to work at S4 to try to reverse engineer their propulsion systems in two spacecrafts that they had.
Right.
He claimed one was a sport model and one was the more leisure or regular model, whatever. And he claimed that these crafts were powered by element 115, which had anti-gravity or matter reality distorting properties of some kind.
Yes.
So that's his story. It's never been definitively disproven or proven, but let's go through some of the problems. One is his educational background, which literally does not exist whatsoever. And before you say that the government erased it for him to remove his thing, the problem is that there are some academic records that exist for him, and they are crap. He wasn't very smart. He didn't get into any of the schools. He wouldn't have gotten to any of the schools he claimed to go to. There's no record of him. And like the hard physical evidence that you can't just be erased digitally doesn't have anything of him.
Okay. If he had no education and he had no degree, why would the government hire him to work at such a
They
high...
didn't. That's the thing. They didn't. Yeah, see how that lines up? Anyways, also the testimony he's talked about, like, the professors he had and all that stuff, they actually turned out to be wrong, or they were like his high school teacher when he said they were his, college professors, things like that. Anyways, another one, his employment claims don't check out. He said he worked at the Los Alamos National Laboratory. However, all the employee directories from that time are curiously missing his name, which the government can't erase post tense. That would be insane, maybe to a certain degree. His only public evidence of him doing anything was in a local newspaper in connection with his jet car hobby work, where I think he put a jet turbine on a bicycle. That's cool. That's not enough to get you top secret clearance to work on aliens. That's crazy.
Okay.
Sounds
That
like
is
a
your...
cuckoo to me.
Okay.
Right?
Let me just read you
Cuckoo, cuckoo, cuckoo.
the recent news.
Uh-huh.
Okay. And by the way,
Yes.
Mr. Rimmer,
Yes, Miss Cain.
the second you see something in the sky that is different, that is weird and freaky, you are going to be on the phone with me in 5 seconds. Oh my God, you can't believe what I'm seeing. This is crazy. This is, I see a spaceship. Oh my God. You're going to you're going to see a UFO. You will see a UFO. You will change your mind.
The only time I will call you regarding any kind of unidentified object activity is if I wake up and there is a 7-foot tall, slimy creature with its organs on the outside with one eyeball that wants to anally probe me.
Right. And that has been,
And
people
that
have been.
will not happen.
Okay.
Real quick, I have more, but I'll give you an opportunity to refute any or present anything you have so far.
Okay.
And Laura, do you want to know the main reason why that'll never happen?
Why?
Because I'm a top.
All right. Anyway, okay.
Oh my God.
Moving on.
Hold on. I got to do some. All right. I mentioned last episode that I have a secret dog. I've had a secret dog, so I'm not supposed to
Not a
have
secret
two.
anymore.
I'm not. Well, whatever. It's been a year. I have 2 dogs.
Still
one of
wondering
them.
when that one's going to leave.
I'm only supposed to have 1 dog. This one, I love him to death, but he's driving me insane.
You take
right
care of
now.
him. I'll
I'm
keep
gonna take
talking.
Keep talking.
Anyways,
Brian and I are going to keep
I
talking
think-
about what...
I think of all available evidence for UFOs, Bob Lazar is possibly the worst. I think
I agree with you.
I think the random people online who have, anonymous posters who have stories, I think they're better.
Laura should not support him.
Yeah, I don't support Bob Lazar. And just because he was on Joe Rogan one time, he blew up. His story is interesting. I'll give him that. He's just really not that credible is the problem. So no evidence.
No.
And there's nothing even really unique.
You to listen to. In fact, I want you to listen to Joe Rogan's podcast that has Bob Lazar on the podcast and a filmmaker.
It is good.
It's really good. And
it's interesting.
Just listen. It is very interesting. And just listen to what he has to say.
He's still not credible.
He sure sounds credible.
He does. Kind of.
Not kind of, like 100%.
No,
like
not
this guy,
what are you talking about? 100%.
This guy is, anyway.
He stutters his way through the whole thing because apparently he has a headache from stress.
Oh.
So, and then he forgets a bunch of stuff. He goes, I don't remember.
Okay.
I'm going to say
What?
that'll be a hard pass.
Recent UFO sightings have been reported. This is the latest news. In various locations, including off the coast of Southern California, in the Central Valley of California, and over Fort Lauderdale, Florida. Additionally, there have been reports of UFO sightings in Segoville, Texas, and over the skies in Italy. Now, the Southern California coast. A video was recorded by a U.S. warship off the coast of Southern California showing an unidentified object. In the Central Valley, a tower cam captured footage of a UFO over the Central Valley, and a pilot also reported a sighting in the same area. Now, Brian's thing is, well, why aren't there better videos and pictures, and why don't we have like all these great like images?
Yeah.
Well, these things move at such a fast rate that we have no concept of because it's so far beyond our technology.
Wait, how is that relevant to why we don't have high quality?
Because by the time we get out of camera, they're gone.
They're so high tech, they make our cameras crappy.
Yeah. I'm going to say...
By the time we whip out our phone, it's gone.
Well, then we wouldn't have any video evidence, but we have some. It's just not good.
If somebody can record a hummingbird's wings flying, they can record a UFO.
A flight crew spotted a glowing spherical object while flying over the Bahamas, returning to Fort Lauderdale.
That was probably someone's glow stick.
Let me just say, if there is a rational and even not even like out of the like a very easy explanation, it's probably not a UFO. That could be anything. Mylar balloon. Like, I mean, there are so many things that like aren't even in a stretch to believe in. They don't even require any jumps in logic.
A triangular-shaped craft was reported near Segoville, Texas, just after sunset during a total eclipse.
Okay.
A lot of times, UFO sightings spike when there's a nuclear event of some sort.
When it's dark.
Allegedly. There's actually no evidence that confirms that.
There's data. There's definitely
data from what?
Of multiple sightings.
Where is this reported from? Where is it collected from?
Oh my god, I want to beat him up so bad.
Okay,
I really want to beat him up.
Let me throw another piece of trivia at you real quick.
Beat him up.
Let me throw a piece of trivia at you. The United States is the only country that routinely reports lots of UFO sightings.
You know why?
It's a cultural thing.
Lots of people smoke dope.
That too.
No, it's not a being high thing.
It's a cultural thing. We want to believe them, so we are primed to.
Which country has the most UFO sightings?
USA.
United States.
Not even close for a second.
This is due to a combination of factors.
Maui Wowie.
Including a large population.
Our population is not even that big comparatively.
And a greater number of people reporting sightings.
Mm-hmm.
The United States also has a long history of UFO interest and research, contributing to its high number of reports.
Listen, if you're sitting around a field and you're all doing the puff, puff, pass, pass thing, and you're looking up at the stars, anything can look like a UFO.
No.
Right, Brian? Are we together on this?
I mean, I can't, I don't know from personal experience, but, I would imagine, puff, puff, pass, pass will make you see anything in the sky.
I mean, I don't puff, puff, pass, but I'm assuming.
I've heard there are crafts that are shaped like a barbell.
Heard from who?
I watch every documentary there is on UFOs.
Where are
Shaped
they
like a
hearing these
barbell.
Yeah, it's like long and then like two like circular things.
Like the ship in Star Wars.
Anyway, there's also one that's a lot of people have reported seeing the triangular shaped craft.
Like the ship in Star Wars.
Yeah,
And then you've got this
exactly.
your basic everyday kid drawing of a spacecraft craft.
Like the ship in Star Wars.
Yep.
Okay. And then you have the jellyfish.
All right. Okay. The
Spacecraft.
jellyfish is a joke.
That's
Anyways.
weird.
That's
Hell.
dumb.
It is
That
crazy.
comes from like 2 videos, and it was a mylar balloon that was slowly dragging across the ground. Or not? It was
that was no mylar balloon.
It was
my
one
friend.
of those like party balloons you get. They're like aluminum and helium filled, with like the tendrils hanging down.
Yeah.
Okay.
It's like a Party City balloon
No, you
that
can't
just
show
lost
that. You
its
can't
way.
show the video. This is an audio.
I'm not.
podcast.
I'm just. All I did was this. I just typed in, "Are UFOs real?" Just
Into
for
ChatGPT?
Just for fun. No, in Google.
And Google says, "Did you mean fake?"
Wait. Hold on.
I just for fun. Just,
UFOs are real because UFO just means unidentified flying object. There's no evidence that they are aliens or they are from extraterrestrial origin.
yes, UFOs are real in the sense that people report seeing objects in the sky that they cannot identify.
That is the lamest things I've ever heard.
There's no evidence that these sightings are extraterrestrial in origin.
Exactly what I said, word for word.
Many UFO sightings have been attributed to misidentification of known objects like birds, drones, or weather phenomena.
Puff, puff, pass.
The term UFO stands for unidentified flying object. UFOs are sometimes referred to as UAPs
That's
now.
the new term.
Yes.
What is that?
Unidentified aerial phenomenon.
Oh, God.
Government agencies like the Pentagon and NASA have stated that they have no evidence of extraterrestrial involvement in reported UFO sightings.
They must be lying. They have to be lying.
Yes.
Look,
No, you look here, Cain. No evidence.
there is a reason we are not being told the truth.
But we don't know if we're not being told the truth.
There's so much out there. If you would watch the things that I've been watching
have.
on Netflix and
Okay.
Prime
Dear
and
Lord.
this and that
Brian,
and
do you
Red.
think you could get Laura and I into Area 51?
Oh my God. Well,
You won't find anything in Area 51. We know what Area 51 is not that big of a secret anymore. They do like new propulsion testing there. That's where they test like stealth bombers and stuff.
I saw a report that they have 9 crafts that they have gathered
You saw reports?
through the years.
A report?
Was this in the National Enquirer?
No, it was in one of the documentaries I watched.
That same one also told me that Tom Cruise was gay. He was too ashamed to admit it.
And then they also have bodies.
Where does this information come from? I know it comes from the documentaries, but where is the source of it?
The source of the documentaries, the source is usually a person who is from a former military member who had extreme clearance, who is a whistleblower, who has come out because he or she believes that the public needs to know this.
Then let me ask you this. If the government is so hell-bent on keeping this a secret that they've gone to extraordinary lengths to cover this up, why are these whistleblowers allowed to live? Why would you not immediately been taking people out?
Good question.
You know what? I think that there are at least, right off the top of my head, I can tell you 3 aliens that are probably walking around on Earth.
Who?
Cher, Anne Margaret, and Bernadette Peters.
Fair enough.
Because they all look amazing. They will never die. And I think they're aliens. Because they all look good.
But also, let me add on. You're talking about this would have to be the biggest secret of the craziest thing that anyone's ever told. This isn't like 5 people know at the government. This would be thousands, tens of thousands of people involved. So you're saying they've all kept a secret, even though that if they did whistleblow, they wouldn't get killed because none of those people seem to be dying. So there's really no real threat of coming out, but still they're all compelled to keep the secret.
There have been death threats on these people. A lot of death threats. They're in big danger.
For this big of a whistle they're blowing, don't you think it'd be more than death threats? It would be just hitmen in the night?
Yeah.
Government assassins?
If somebody came out and said, hey, I saw a UFO. I was in one. They are real. Next day, boom, dead. The public would freak out. Say our government's corrupt. They can't kill.
Well,
you tell us something we don't know.
You already believe that allegedly because of the cover-up. So what's the difference?
God. What does a UFO have to do with that?
This is where I wish we had like phone. We could take phone calls.
From who? Oh, from like the public. That'd be fun.
What time is it?
No, we're not calling anybody.
No, I want to call my mom.
No calls.
I really want to call Mary and ask
Mary
her.
is going to
I've
tell
got
you.
No,
more.
Mary's out. Mary's out doing her crosswords and smoking.
I've got some more on Bob Lazar, though.
Please. All right. Give it. Bring it.
Furthermore,
I want you to listen to the podcast.
he talked about element 115 being the big baddie. That's how that made him work. Good for him. We have actually discovered element 115. At the time, it hadn't been invented or hadn't been discovered yet.
What is this? What are you talking about?
This is the fuel that spaceships use.
This is the propulsion.
It is whatever it is their fuel.
That makes them go 1,000,000 miles an hour.
It's
so
like
a camera
their,
can't
it's
get
like
up on
their
it.
diesel. Okay, it's element 115. And at the time of his report, we hadn't discovered it yet. We hadn't built the Large Hadron Collider. We hadn't done all the fancy science or whatever needed to discover it. But since then, we did discover it in 2003, I think, and we called it Moscovium. And guess what? It doesn't do any of the shit that Bob Lazar said it would. It's not even stable. We can't even keep it from disevolving or disapparating into random air because it's not stable. Bob Lazar is lying. Or he doesn't know what he's talking about. Or both.
That sounds like.
Anyways, what he says fuels spacecrafts we have discovered, and it literally cannot do what he says it does. It would be impossible.
Well, I think he's full of cock-a-doo-doo.
Okay, so let's take him off the table. Let's think about the universe.
Real quick.
Oh, God.
Last one. Also, Bob Lazar was convicted for running a prostitution ring in 1990.
Oh.
His chemical supply company was raided for illegally, something. He was breaking federal laws regarding what type of chemicals he had.
Is it like the cooking meth or something?
Sounds like he's been snorting too much of his chemical supply.
And you know what he said regarding to his business being raided? He claimed that the reason he was raided was actually because he had stolen some of this element 115 from the government, and they were coming to take it back. So they used average everyday police to come get it.
Wow, I'm gonna say crackpot.
I don't think
Cuckoo.
I don't think he's crazy. I think he's just lying.
If I could get somebody on the show that had some legitimate credibility, and would you guys be open to hearing him?
Yeah,
or her?
Sure.
I would disagree with them.
Why? I mean, why? That's not being open.
Can I read while that's going on?
No, that's not being open-minded.
Why is that? I can disagree with them. I'm open to their information, but if I don't agree with it, I'm not going to agree with it.
You don't know what their information is yet.
I'm anticipating I won't agree with it because I disagree with the premise. However, I'm not going to be like, by the way, whatever you say, I won't agree with regardless. I'll listen to what they have to say. I'll probably won't agree with it though.
So you are convinced that we are the highest level?
No, that's never what I
well,
said.
then what? Okay, then.
Sometimes I think pickles have more intelligence than some
but
human
you
beings.
Don't believe that there's things in space.
I'm sure there's things in space. I just don't think they fly around in ships and land.
And come here
No.
for our resources?
Let me. I'll give you my take.
Okay.
I think it is possible, maybe even likely, that there is other life in the universe. I wouldn't be shocked if there wasn't, but I think there's a good chance there is. However, I don't think there's strong evidence right now to say that they are way more advanced than us. However, we have absolutely no way of knowing or no way of even having a clue if A, there even is other life besides probability, and B, how far advanced they would be. There's a good chance we are the most advanced life. That's possible. There's a good chance that we're not, but that, what all the other advanced life still hasn't found out the way to travel, solar, absolute light years, millions of light years in a time frame that they can do it. There's still real problems that we may not be able to solve at all. So even if there is super advanced life, doesn't mean they can get here.
Yeah,
So,
I think if there could be life on Mars, there could be life on other planets, anything from vegetation to bugs or whatever. But that's the thing. I don't think that they're up there like hammering together some stupid tin spaceship to see what's going on down here.
Well, the spaceships aren't made of tin.
Or whatever.
They were made of a substance that they couldn't figure out what it was because they had never seen it before.
Allegedly. Anyways, let me conclude with this. If there is, even if tomorrow we look through a telescope and we go, oh my God, there's a guy waving at us from that planet 100 million light years away. That's insane. There's literally a guy waving at us. We're looking at each other. Beyond that, if we discover life, intelligent life tomorrow, I don't think we will ever, or within the next 1,000 years, make physical contact with them.
You don't think that there are other beings that, let me give you this scenario. There are beings that are millions of years advanced from where we are.
Why millions
right
of years
now.
advanced?
Just pretend.
All right,
okay?
fine, for argument's sake.
They are witnessing what we are doing currently to our planet.
Then they should blow it up.
Why would they care? There's so many planets. Why would they care? If they can travel the solar system at will, why do they care about our one planet?
Because perhaps our one planet has a resource that they need desperately.
That they can't get elsewhere?
Yes.
Like what?
There is one resource that, if there is such a thing as aliens, there's one resource, if you want to call it that I would like them to extract and take to another planet. There's actually 3 resources.
What?
I don't think I want to know.
Oh God, help me!
Wait, they're so advanced. They need Earth.
Just 3
so
people.
bad.
Well, maybe 4.
All right, what are the 3 or 4?
It's the people he voted for.
No, I did not. He's right, though.
No.
The 3 people that I didn't vote for and some of the cabinet members.
Oh, I thought
Like
you were
Marjorie Taylor Greene.
Oh, okay,
She can go too.
That's so random.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm not disagreeing.
Yeah, she can go too. If there's anybody that I'd like to be anally probed by a fire torch, it would be them.
What? Okay.
There's
whatever.
also a theory that they walk among us,
That's what I'm saying. Cher and Margaret and Bernadette Peters.
and that we have advanced technologically so fast in the last even 10 years compared to the past
Yes.
100 years that we must have some help. There is some sort of help.
No.
That's another theory.
We have logarithmically increased our rate of technological expansion. That is not shocking. I mean, it's pretty. I don't know. It feels on pace with me.
Do you think that we have? I believe that we don't have all the senses that others do. There are other beings.
That is true. Bees can see UV light. We can't.
Like when we die.
Mm-hmm.
Like I think your mom and my dad are standing right here. They're
Yeah.
with us, but we can't see them because our bodies, we don't have that sense.
Mm-hmm.
Okay? But they do. And I feel like there's other beings that have senses that we don't, that can do things that we can't.
That's a whole nother can of beans.
I know.
Yeah, that's
Dude,
a whole
dude,
nother can.
I-
That
like-
also involves that there's an afterlife. That the afterlife is somehow just being here, and then there is also an ability that there is a possibility to sense it. Why do you think there's extra senses?
I totally think they're extra
Okay, let me put it this way.
I think there's a whole other realm. Like we just can't see. There's
Maybe.
yeah.
Well, let me put it this
So
way.
do you think that I could literally stick my finger in your Celsius drink and taste it? Like be like, that's mango.
No, not
what
like
are you
that.
talking-
Oh.
That's just having taste buds on your finger. That's
No,
not,
not like that.
I mean, but like, do you think an alien could do that? Would be like,
No.
She's talking
That
like a
tastes
six,
like fruit.
She's talking like a sixth sense.
I'm
Oh.
saying like there's a whole nother realm that we can't see.
What is this realm?
It's the other side. It's the
What
other.
is the other side of what?
It's the next step. I don't know. It's
Next
where
step
we
of
get.
what?
It's where Eric's mom and my dad are. And
You're
Eric's
just talking
dad.
about an afterlife then.
No, I don't know. I don't know what I'm talking about, but I know there's more.
Okay.
There's something else. We're not alone. We're not alone. We are not number one. We are not the most advanced species in the universe. No.
But we don't have any evidence otherwise. We're all speculating.
Well, this is what I believe.
Okay, let me ask you this. Let's speculate with me here. What if several things are true? We are the most advanced species. Or who cares? Let's just say we will never make contact with another human life, another intelligent life. Maybe they exist, maybe they don't. We just won't make contact. 2, there is no other side. There is no afterlife. This is it. And there is no higher power. Then what?
What's the point? That's so sad.
Okay, but what's the point? Imagine that's how you're existing right now. You've still found purpose within that, even though that would be the reality of it.
Oh my God. Well, I don't like that reality. And I want to end with this one thing. And this is probably why I am the way I am.
Oh boy.
When the movie Close Encounters of the Third Kind came out, I saw that movie in the theater 6 times.
That's kind of crazy.
And not only that, I had a little tape recorder and I recorded the entire movie and I listened to it at night.
The cops. That's so illegal.
Wow.
You killed the movie industry. You're the one that did it.
Love.
What's that called? Pirating?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Pirate.
I bought into those aliens. I even had a figurine from the movie. They had merchandise. I
Would you
bought
like me
it
to
all.
buy you the DVD for Close Encounters?
I love that movie so much. It's so good.
It is a good movie.
It is. It holds up still. And I want the aliens to be like that. I'm afraid that the aliens are going to come and just go zap. Bye. We want this planet later on.
We're all nightmares down here.
Why? Yeah. What if they're like the aliens from Ridley Scott's Alien, where they're just like monsters?
Oh.
Or District 9.
That I would be a little
yeah.
frightened of if they bled like acid.
I know.
Okay. Actually, funny question to end on. What is everyone's favorite Alien movie? And don't say Close Encounters since you've already said that.
Signs.
I was thinking Signs.
Okay.
Signs is really good.
It is good. And that is a scary alien.
Yeah, those are good.
Aliens.
Alien, the second one.
Alien or
yeah.
aliens?
Second
Aliens.
one.
Second
Yeah,
one?
So good.
I love the first Alien movie, but the
I did
second one
too.
is much more fun to watch.
Romulus was really good too.
Romulus was good. Nothing has gotten close to Aliens though. That movie is shockingly good.
Movie was so good. I have watched that a million times.
What's the one with Jodie Foster? I love that one too.
Oh, yeah.
Communication.
No, it was called.
Find out. And there was one with Matthew McConaughey too, which I really liked. Interstellar.
That's not. I guess Aliens are kind of.
That was good. That was really
Interstellar is a good movie.
good. And then the one with Jodie.
That
What
one was
Alien movie with Jodie Foster?
Yeah, it was good. It was she went into space and then into different realities and into beautiful time warps and holes and stuff like Contact.
That's right.
Contact.
I-
where they make contact.
I think Aliens is probably my favorite
Okay.
Alien movie.
All right.
Or maybe Fire in the Sky. Just kidding.
Oh
I
my
hate
God.
that movie.
Okay.
Fire in the Sky.
Awful.
Oh my God. I
was-
pray that if aliens are real, they are not the fire in the sky aliens.
You know what's so funny to me about that movie?
That is the scariest thing ever.
The movie is pretty boring and like not even that interesting, and then all of a sudden it throws in the most like traumatizing movie scene ever, and it goes back to being a boring movie. It's so strange.
It is so traumatizing.
It is that's terrifying.
Dude, and that guy is living and he
That was actually a made up story.
no it wasn't.
They took polygraphs, they all couldn't pass.
Wow.
I really want to be
Polygraphs actually are fairly
Wow,
accurate.
you are
when
very,
administered
very
correctly.
aggressive.
Polygraphs are ridiculous.
Polygraphs are fairly accurate when administered correctly.
That
You and I should take a polygraph test. That'd be
if
fun.
we like what would it be like? What kind of question should we should?
That'd be fun.
I don't. So, like what you see online with polygraphs, where they're just like they strap you in and just ask you questions, and they tell you if you lied or told the truth.
Yeah.
That is not as accurate. Like accurate polygraphing is like they literally you get asked the same series of questions like 8 times, and then they ask you to lie deliberately. It's actually like it doesn't look like what it does in like the movies.
Oh, we should.
Really?
We should see
Yeah.
if we could get somebody on to do that. That'd be fun.
As someone who's been polygraphed, it is fun, but it's not what you think it is like.
We should also have somebody in here to give us an IQ test and see who has the highest
Do that
IQ.
online.
Oh, I'll do that. I'll look at an IQ test online.
Okay. See who has the highest IQ.
That'd be good.
I know.
I wonder.
You might be surprised.
Maybe.
Anyway. Okay, we're done with alien talk for now. For now, until the next sighting.
I will.
There's endless sightings. There
I
will
know.
always be another sighting.
I'll fail that IQ test super fast.
You will? You don't think you have a high IQ?
No.
You don't?
No, I do.
You're very intelligent.
Yeah, I do have a high IQ.
Who would we put money on having the lowest IQ?
Erik, probably.
Really? Okay. I don't know who I'd put money on having the lowest IQ.
I think it'd be a tie between me and you, the highest.
Really?
Oh, look at you. Look at you.
So ambitious. I like
Yeah,
it.
she's really tooting her own horn right now.
Oh my god, this is so fun.
Also, I just want to throw out there, that IQ test only measure one type of IQ, but there's also multiple different types of like intelligence that your brain uses. So
Yeah. Well,
Laura, you are very intelligent in one way. I forget which category it is, but I can think of it.
I'm clever.
Oh yeah.
No.
Making people uncomfortable. Yeah, really good at that.
Yes, I am.
You've got like a 174 on the IQ chart. Yeah.
Making people and situations
Oh
uncomfortable.
God. Yeah.
Oh, tomorrow's gonna be amazing.
Oh God.
Oh god. I know.
Oh God.
She's gonna walk up to a guy. She's like, "What's your most embarrassing sex story?"
Yeah.
I was in rehab. Oh my god. What am I?
My God.
You guys need to. Okay.
I'm just gonna. I'm gonna videotape it. I'm there for.
Oh
fun.
my god. All right.
Anyways,
Here
thanks
we
for
go.
watching, everybody.
I know. Love you guys. Thank you. Wish us luck. I
Good
will
luck.
talk
Good
you.
luck to you. Let me know how it turns
No,
out.
you're. I'll see you tomorrow, and we'll see you guys on Monday Night Live. And thank you so much for watching and listening. We love you and love your podcast.
And if you guys want to come out and watch Laura score,
Yeah.
yeah.
No, I'm not tell. We shouldn't tell people where we're going.
We already did.
Oh.
Park
should
and
we?
Rec.
Oh.
Saturday night, 7:30. Friday night, 7:30.
You want to see me go down?
All right.
All right.
See you go
fine.
down in flames.
Okay,
yeah.
fine.
If anyone
Like a
shows up, they show
UFO,
up.
just going down in flames.
Bring
Hey,
it.
if you guys are coming, don't harsh our vibe. This is a pickup scene. Don't be weird. All right. Don't ruin it for us.
Do you have any idea yet what you're going to wear?
I do not. I'll probably go get something, even though
No,
I have a closet full. No, remember, you're going to help me.
I'm going to help you.
And you're going to help Marie, too.
Oh, right.
Okay, yeah.
I can dress myself. Thank you.
The stylist. Okay. Anyway, love your podcast.
Love your podcast.
I love you.
I love you.
I love you, my sweet babies. Bye. Bye, everybody. See you next week.